All right. Hello, everybody. I see everyone trickling in. I'll give everyone a second. But first, we'll run over our quick housekeeping and then we'll get to Jess. So, first off, thanks for being here with us today. I know I in Nashville, depending on where you're joining, was experiencing some really fun weather last night. So, I hope everybody and their families are okay. It was quite a storm system, especially because we went through it on Sunday. So, two in a row, super fun. Um, but to go over some quick housekeeping, so first off, this is a Zoom webinar and it is being recorded, so please keep that in mind. If you have a question, we are going to try and answer all of those at the end of the presentation, so please put them in the Q&A, put them in the chat. We will do our best to watch them and answer all of them at the end. And then have fun, ask your questions, right? You are here for information, so that's what we're trying to get to you. And then we also would love to hear from you. We have our post-event survey, as always, at the end. Two people will be randomly selected to win a $25 Amazon gift card. Your feedback helps guide the community in what you want to hear, what you want to see next. That's why we've had all of these different webinars scheduled and programmed for you. We literally take the feedback and program these webinars directly for you. So please put your feedback in there. Anything you want to hear, that's what we're trying to get to you. Just a reminder, we do have another webinar next week. So if you need more information off of today's, it might be related to Support Assist. So check out our webinar for next week. You can find the registration for that on dtuck.com/events. We've done Support Assist Part 1. This is Part 2, but we will answer any and all questions. We'll go over kind of what we talked about the first time in Support Assist. So if you missed the last one, it is up on YouTube. You can go back and watch it or ask your questions when you come next week. And then last but not least, Jess, who needs no introduction. As a community, we are very, very familiar with her, but Jess is here with us today and we are going to get right into her content. So Jess, the floor is yours.
Thanks so much, Jack. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to kick this off. Alrighty, you guys should see my TechDirect welcome slide, and I'm just going to jump right on in. So TechDirect, what is it? TechDirect is an ecosystem. It is a lifecycle ecosystem to manage your PCs and your devices. It's a self-service platform that houses 12 of our very robust paid-for services across Dell for your PC management. Everything from provisioning to imaging to connecting and managing those devices with Support Assist to APIs to connect to your existing SCCMs or help desk. Also, self-dispatch capabilities, as well as the end of life processes to safely and securely sanitize your devices and recycle them for future money back. And with all of that, you have tailored views and dashboards across TechDirect. You've got individual analysis of your health, application experience, security scores with Support Assist that also provides your proactive and predictive case creations. You also have the ability to securely and responsibly retire your IT assets and get an environmental impact report for your carbon emissions and how much materials you're securely recycling at the end of your fiscal year when you're retiring your laptops. With Win 10 retiring or end of lifing this year, we've got some new capabilities and Support Assist like our remediation library. So if you're looking for a Win 11 readiness script to run across your fleet to see where you stand up for when October rolls around, we've got those capabilities built into you in a really simple self-serve model. And of course, TechDirect is available to partners as well. So you can manage your accounts directly, but if you manage devices on behalf of a partner, we have setups that will work for you as well. I built in a new numbers slide. So if you've been with me for a while, you'll know this is an updated version of the slide. You'll notice our user accounts and companies enrolled and channel partners enrolled is a little bit lower number. This is probably another very familiar thing. We pushed some security updates middle of last year in the summer that requires IT admins to actually log in every 180 days and attest their IT admins and technicians. So this is an email that gets sent to your IT admin to make sure that those technicians still have permission to utilize the data in your TechDirect account. Maybe somebody left the company or they changed roles. This is your chance to go in and kind of gut check, like, hey, do these folks actually have permission to have this level of insight into our fleet of devices? So that is why you notice that some of our companies and channel partners have gone down. It's because we found out that we had a couple random just abandoned accounts. That is what happened. Um, but with that said, I understand there are some nuances that came across with that attestation. There are some new configuration pieces that we've built in from an action dashboard capability that we'll be rolling out this summer. But I'll also walk you through some best tips and tricks to utilize in your utilities tab across TechDirect. But one great thing, we have a 99.7% rating for uptime. This means that TechDirect has been live year over year with very little, if any, downtime. We haven't actually had any official full downtime. We average 1.28 million self dispatches per year. That is purely self serve. When you start to look at numbers on assisted versus self dispatch, it can take you up to 5 minutes to dispatch for yourself in self dispatch. Or if you call in on the phone to tech support, it can take you anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And there's some new pieces coming around from a dispatch perspective that I'll talk about later in this training as we get to self-dispatch specifically. We have a really great industry standard across CSAT, but we're always listening and monitoring. There's feedback inside of TechDirect. There's the surveys that Jack mentioned at the end of this. Like, we really want your feedback because you guys are the ones that use this, and we know very well that every IT admin team or IT team works differently. So we want to know and make sure that we're continuing to build this in a customizable way that meets you where you are. There are 12 unique services in here across your build and deploy, connect and manage, support, self-dispatch, and retire and recycle your assets. So some really great capabilities to take advantage of. We had almost 730,000 technical support requests submitted each year. The great thing about TechDirect is you have special support queues. So if you're utilizing any of the services inside of TechDirect, you do not have to go to generic Dell.com support to get assistance in anything you're doing in TechDirect. You simply go to the contact us in TechDirect, you select the service you have a question with, and submit your inquiry. And it's going to pull associated data, emails, phone numbers, PCs that are connected to that, anything that you've already have combined in your TechDirect account that accompanies that ticket. So you're not having to recreate that tech support ticket. It's a really great, useful tool for folks that utilize TechDirect. I'm going to jump right into the life cycle slide here, just to make sure that you guys understand the pillar. And I do see some questions kind of coming in, so I'm gonna pause for a quick second on this slide. So self-service and next sentence we provide. So TechDirect is a self-service tool. This is your front-end facing IT admin and technician console. You are always in granular control. We're providing you the access to do all of these things on behalf of the PCs that you manage. Um, for later, imaging and configuration tie in with Intune and Autopilot. We'll get to that. Alrighty, and then I'm going to keep going. So build and deploy every detail. You can manage every detail of your PC fleet and infrastructure devices, from project management to planning and configuration with greater speed. This is Pro Deploy Client. The white glove version of that is provisioning, where we essentially do it for you, but we have your UEM build details on file. We have your imaging on file. We push those out. Today, if you purchase Ready Image, you automatically get self-healing image recovery. This is our OS recovery from the cloud. Really great new capability. We won a TSI AI award on that last year, the year before. So some really great materials that you can read about across our sites, and I will drop some resource links in there and share them with Jack to put on the site as well. Getting into the connected manage experience, this is where you find your pro support offer, as well as support assist for business PCs. So the offer is pro support. The technology, the connectivity technology is support assist. Support assist is how you unlock all of those features that you purchased in your pro support offer. So if you want that telemetry and goodness and that proactive predictive capabilities in the automation, you've got to come into TechDirect, configure your specific custom image of support assist, and push it out to your fleet. Excuse me, not an image, your custom configuration package. You also see data erase here. Data erase today is sold as an add-on to Pro Deploy Client. It's essentially your opportunity to wipe your systems, whether remotely or via USB if your device cannot connect to the internet. You also have support and self-dispatch capabilities. I talked a little bit about both of those on the previous slide. So support, you got your technical support that'll route you directly to the team that supports that offer to get you direct feedback versus getting lost in generic Dell.com support. And then at the end of that life cycle, you've got asset recovery services where you have access to asset appraisal. So if you've got a closet of old fax machines and printers and laptops that you haven't touched in years, you can get some money back for those and push those towards a new provisioning project. You also have access to your environmental impact reports, certificates of disposal and sanitation, and lots of other reports across the ecosystem. Some future state things that we're working through. Later this year, you'll notice a new look and feel to TechDirect when you log in. We're essentially up leveling an action dashboard for you guys. So across each of these 12 services that live inside of TechDirect, the number one search thing that we know is that folks log in and like, hey, where are my open action items across my services? And that varies between all 12 services and all 202 users that utilize TechDirect today. Um, so if you are logging in, say you're using Pro Deploy Client, you're going to see, hey, these orders just dropped. They need you to go assign a profile. They need you to assign bill details. They need you to assign an image. It's going to tell you. And then if you have your technicians assigned to those roles, they're going to see that. From an IT admin perspective, you'll see the big picture. Your technicians will see just what they've been assigned on from your role setting in the utilities tab. Um, so those are some really great key things to kind of keep in mind as we go through this. But Jess, is everything in TechDirect paid for? Nope. So TechDirect is free to create an account. You have access to all of these things in the top blue bucket as what you get access to from a free perspective inside of TechDirect. And then in the bottom right is where you can see that you can unlock some additional intelligence by subscribing to any of these additional services. And I'm going to pause. I think we have a couple questions. Let me open this. Will the slide set be shared after? Yes, absolutely. It is also live on TechDirect as well. And are there any fee or costs to use TechDirect services? So yes, so this is what this slide is covering. So you see you have free access to self-dispatch for replacements parts. Obviously you pay for the parts, but you have free access to this service. You also have free access to APIs. You have free access to asset appraisal and things like image assist. Also driver catalog management, which is what you commonly use like with Dell Command Update, or you're just not going to get the telemetry driven next best actions or next best recommendations that the support assist telemetry offers. And then of course you have the paid for services over here that unlock a plethora of additional capabilities. And each of these have very robust services. And I'll pull up a live demo shortly and kind of walk you guys through those. Um, is there a new self-dispatch course coming out in the near future? Actually, yes, there is. So with the new Dell Pro naming conventions, that is going to be updated. And we're also, adding some additional HES high-end storage devices potentially into our dispatch capabilities. So there will be some updates coming to the training later this year. So great question. Thank you. I'm going to walk straight into onboarding because I want to really touch on all of these security assets that launched earlier this or late last year, just to make sure that everybody is very familiar with how to set up your account accurately, but also understand your roles and permissions. So getting set up in TechDirect, it's techdirect.dell.com or it's tdm.dell.com, whichever one is easier for you to remember, you'll get there. If you go to the marketing page on dell.com, there's a link that'll bring you right back to this portal. You'll notice we got a little refresh of our page. You used to have 12 links for all 12 of the services, but what we did is consolidated them into the 4 pillars so that it helps you understand where each of those offers fit in this ecosystem. But you also have quick and easy access to get to Support Assist. The Support Assist for Business PCs installer is now available directly from Dell.com, but also in Intune. It's also in our partner portal that is also linked via TechDirect. So you can go seamlessly from the Intune partner portal right back into Dell. And I'll walk you guys through what that looks like as well to answer that Intune question in there. And I'll tell you some additional things that are coming with that are really exciting. But you also have quick access to the asset appraisal because, like I said, you don't have to authenticate. All of this is available here. And then you'll see some really great customer quotes here where you can link into the actual full customer stories This is a really great one from Alpha Lava. It's one of our newer ones. We have one from Phoenix Union School District, where they actually quote, utilizing the proactive predictive capabilities of Support Assist, they were able to save up to 50% of their IT time on self dispatches alone. So some really great conversations and on real life situations on how this tool is being utilized. So as you're a first time user, you're going to log into Dell.com, log in via this page. Something to call out from a TechDirect perspective, you're only allowed one account. So if you're trying to join multiple accounts, it's not going to let you. So be very specific when you're joining an account. And also, if your company already has an account, please don't create a new one. That causes a lot of churn on the sales end when you start to get into order routing and making sure that it comes into the right tool. It becomes a manual lift for us to go reconcile those accounts on the back end, especially if orders have started to go back and forth. So make sure that if you're going to create an account, you search to make sure that one doesn't already exist, and then reach out to join that existing account before creating a new one. If what's something that's happening with the attestation is some of those IT admins have left the company, so no one was there to attest, so they've been locked out. You simply just create a contact us within TechDirect, and we'll get you taken care of. You don't have to go through the generic Dell.com support. So make sure that if you have TechDirect specific questions, you're utilizing the contact us examples. So here, just kind of a reminder of those steps that I just kind of talked to. You do have two-step verification. You will be prompted to sign terms of use agreements. You'll also, depending on which level of service you're utilizing in here, you might have some export compliances to sign as well. So jumping into the new one, this is what I was talking about. If you're creating a net new account or trying to join an existing account, this is what that screen looks like. So if you're not sure if they don't have an account, let's request to join a company, type it in and see if that company exists. And then you can click the button over here. I'm sorry, you can't really see it on this screenshot, but you can click request to join company and it'll go to the admin to request to approve or deny you. And yes, there is a way for the IT admin to remove texts that are no longer with the company. That's found in your utility tab, and we'll get to that in just a second. But yes, this is my very big disclaimer. Do not create a new account. It's not fun for any of us to go in and have to manually move stuff around. So here's just an example of how you start to create your company profile if you haven't. And also remember that you have complete control to go back and alter any of this information at any time. And if you're managing, this is a crucial thing. If you are conducting business on behalf of a partner or a client, make sure you click the right toggle. Otherwise, your company is going to be set up direct, which is just one-to-one. And if you set up on behalf of a client, this is what you would do if you're a channel partner managing multiple companies. You'll have a drop down that shows each of those companies, and then you click the specific company you're in the tool to work for, and you'll see those services are tied to that company. It's a great way to keep yourself organized. So let me move on to here. So, okay, so now you've logged in, you've created this, and you've come in to your account. This is what, TechDirect logs in you as. You'll see all of these individual tiles, which are the individual services. Notice I call all of these tiles rooms. They essentially have four walls and don't talk to each other. And I would just like to let you guys know I'm kicking all these walls down. We are working to build you guys a dashboard that is going to essentially take this notifications tab in all of these individual rooms and make it super simple for you to see what's going on in each service that you subscribe for. And if you're a channel partner, you'll have the ability to toggle between your companies that you're managing to see that level of action across the board as well. To call out the utilities tab, that is right up here in the eyebrow. This is where you can go and manage your existing roles, permissions, and technicians. This is also where you can see any join requests from somebody requesting to join your company. You'll see all of that manageability in this utilities tab, and you can update these at any time. You can also manually add technicians. You don't have to force them to come in and search for your account to join it. You can manually add them, send them an email like, hey, you have access to this. These are the roles I've sent you. Please log in to confirm your account. And as we move into this next slide, you'll see these are the activations and roles. So these are how you can go through all of your technicians, join requests, set permissions, et cetera, that you need to manage. From a roles perspective, you see this for each individual technician. So you can see like APIs as company admins or APIs admin. This is my demo account sim. So I'm an admin across the board, but you could obviously have your administrator be just you. I recommend two admins at least, just so that if one is out of office and that attestation comes through, you do have a backup. So of course you can see how you can easily manage all of those right here. And I think I have one more slide across these. Yep. Um, so this is really talking about that citation. Another thing that is new with the security updates that were pushed is technicians. If they haven't logged in within 180 days, they're going to get an email going, hey, your company is going to be set to inactive if you do not acknowledge this email. The email simply just bumps them into TechDirect to log in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They're off to the business. Well, we all know folks don't read. So what's happening is folks are getting locked out of their accounts. They're going to their IT admins. You lovely IT admins have to go into the utilities tab to reactivate those technicians. And you can see my little actions with the activate down here. You would simply click this manage button if you needed to go manage their roles and permissions. So that is something just to keep in mind, that you do have all of this control inside of your tool. And this is just a really bad screenshot of what that attestation alert looks like from the IT admin perspective. Um, I will pause really quick because I see another question in there. Will you talk or show how to include Dell PowerEdge system in Dell TD? If negative, can you point me to the right? Are you talking about TechDirect here? Or so PowerEdge is not necessarily managed in Pro Support with Support Assist connectivity, because PowerEdge is an infrastructure product. So PowerEdge is managed in My Service 360 with the Secure Connect Gateway, which is legacy Support Assist for enterprise connectivity technology. There is a seamless click into My Service 360 and this unified portal experience that we're building. I'll walk you guys through how we're combining those systems to talk, because we do know that our ISG and our CSG admins talk a lot more than this tool was originally built to handle. So we're working on making this super seamless across the Dell ecosystem. So when you buy in Premier, you have access to all of these services wherever you are in Dell. You don't necessarily have to come back into TechDirect, because surprise, we already know who you are. So those are some of the updates that are coming through there. So Louise, if I didn't answer that completely, feel free to add some more clarification in there. But from a self-dispatch perspective, PowerEdge is already covered inside of TechDirect from an ISG perspective. So with this, I'm going to jump right into the lifecycle ecosystem of TechDirect. We've kind of talked a little bit about this. So just in a little reminder of the four main pillars that we have inside of TechDirect. So we've broken them out kind of across the lifecycle so that you can easily navigate to where you're trying to go in TechDirect. So build and deploy. This is your provisioning and configure services. Connect and manage is your automation, your telemetry, your insights, your health application security scores, all of that you need to manage your devices day to day. Are they connected to the internet? Are they having BSODs? Do I need to push remediation scripts? Like, how can I keep my IT team and end users happy and productive? That's all in your connect and manage section. Get support and replace parts, easy access to self-dispatch, your APIs, and obviously technical support. And then at that end of that life cycle, we've got the ability to securely and responsibly recycle your IT assets. Future state, I'd love to be able to be like, hey, I see you have all these assets in Connect and Manage that are about to naturally attrit. Did you know they're worth this much money with asset appraisal? This is the custom image and the UEM config details I have from your last provisioning project. Would you like me to go ahead and kick off a new provisioning project for you? How about picking up your old devices and sanitizing them? Those type of actions can really become automated with this tool. And we're doing a lot of enhancements this year to make that a reality, especially as it comes to extensibility into your Intune accounts or SCCMs that you're already using. How do I give you access to granularly create your own custom reports across all 12 services and not just that one service? How can I allow you to pull your user groups and devices that you've already set up in Intune into your TechDirect account and not have to recreate that wheel? How can I give you access to all of your raw data versus the curated data that we're prompting in the connect and manage space? All of these questions and items are things that we've heard that our users want, and they're all on the roadmap this year to come into fruition for you guys. Okie dokie. So I'm going to move right into cross-platform images. So this is Image Assist. This is our free capability to create just a basic flat image if you need it. Ready Image is one of our higher sold attachments, which is that custom image that we configure for you, push to your devices, and it comes with self-healing image recovery as well. And of course, you have all those same settings. So Pro Deploy Client Suite, you can define your configuration. You can select your box labels, asset tags, and reports. You've got that complete custom sticker creation inside of TechDirect, from your shipping boxes to your laptops, where you want that sticker to go. Any level of customization to help you do your day-to-day easier has been built into this provisioning request. You get to select your imaging and your provisioning service, your OS, your applications, the software that's going to be on those devices. You have all of that ability at your fingertips from a Pro Deploy perspective. And of course, you can pre-configure this in TechDirect. Pro Deploy comes with a really great feature called the sample order that allows you to go in and pre-configure a device before you actually push it into production. So you can go in and play with different configurations and get some quotes before you actually push them into production. So great opportunity for you to just go around and see what it's like. And then connected provisioning is really kind of our white glove version of Pro Deploy. We do all of those things that you would manually be doing in Pro Deploy. We sit down with you first, gather all that information, and then we go through the whole build process for you so that when your end user gets the laptop, it's ready to go out of the box and you were pretty much hands off. You were in the initial stages of planning, but we did the rest for you. Pro Deploy infrastructure project. So this is where, from a data center perspective, you can actually come in with a project manager, some engineers, and help make sure that you're setting up your data centers, storage arrays, and whatnot to be what you need them to be for the way that you utilize your business. So this is a really great tool from an infrastructure perspective. And there's also talks about building this level of collaboration into Pro Deploy client. So if I were you, I'd pay attention for the next year or two that this might actually come to fruition on the client side as well. Moving into Support Assist with Pro Support Suite. So you've got your whole library of scripts to automate tasks and remediate issues across your fleet. You also now have the ability to create your own custom scripts, assign them, load them to TechDirect to be reutilized. They go into your personal library. They don't go into the global library for everybody. We're up to almost 80 scripts now, which is really awesome. Really great executions across the board on how these are being utilized by our customers. And we're actually doing an entire session at Dell Technologies World this year on remediation. So definitely check this out. We just updated our security white paper as well to include remediations. And yes, all of this can be scheduled. You have complete granular control to who this goes to, when it goes to them, and how it goes to them. You're always in control. So update your BIOS driver firmware and applications across your fleet. But what sets Support Assist inside this experience separates us from your Dell Command Suite that's more manual. This is across your fleet, but it's also giving you the telemetry for those best next recommendations. So this latest driver BIOS firmware package from Microsoft might not be the best for the way you currently utilize your systems. So the data telemetry that Dell has and the history of data that Dell has, we're able to curate a response like, hey, this might not be the best for the way that you utilize your systems. And then, of course, you've got your software optimizations to clean files, tune performance, optimize network, remove viruses and malware. You can schedule all this, or you can do them manually if you have some problems. A really great example of, for example, let's talk about the blue screen of death, the BSOD script. If you push that script because this person's coming to you saying, hey, my computer just keeps BSODing, I don't know what to do. you go ahead and push that script. The script is also going to come back and show you additional PCs that are trending in that direction. So you can proactively push that script to those PCs before they actually have a repeat issue of the same thing. So some really great capabilities coming in this connect and manage space. And I know another question that I get is like, how does this stack up against Systract or NextSync and things like that? Something to remember from a support assist perspective is we're hardware specific. It is below the OS. It is specifically on your hardware to make sure that that device is running as it should, as well as, applications and software that are on your system. You're going to get that level of telemetry. Do we hit the same amount of endpoints as NextSync and Systract? Probably not, but that's because we're very much focused on the hardware and how these systems are being used and making sure that they are staying productive, not necessarily, all those third-party applications. So keep that in mind. Jumping into our security slide, because privacy and security is paramount. From this telemetry that is collected, I want to tell you that it is purely system state information. There is no PII that is collected, and you're always in control. You are always prompted before data is sent back to Dell, and you have the ability to opt out of the data. So for example, if your company has its own security software or something, and for some reason you don't want to use Dell Trusted Device to populate the security score, when you configure your unique instance of support assist here, you can actually toggle that on or off. So it's super transparent on the data that's collected. You can see all of it in the tool. I'll show you when I open up for the live demo how you can see what each of those data pulls and how those scores are calculated as well. Oh, and one more thing, we do have an updated security white paper that we just published that includes remediation and some new items around GDPR. It's 20 pages, super light reading. I'm sure you'll love it. So securely erase data wherever you are. So data erase, this is an add-on service. It's really a great, easy service to utilize inside of TechDirect. You have the option for a USB. So if that system is just kind of dead to the world and you can't access it, you plug that little USB in and wipe that system. You also now have the ability to remotely sanitize those devices from any direction as long as it connects to the internet. So obviously, if it can't connect to the internet, you probably have to ship that laptop or you ship the USB key. Moving into APIs. So we have about 7 or 8 APIs in TechDirect, and we're constantly looking to evolve these. But from a support assist perspective, you've got APIs for your proactive and predictive alerts, hardware health insights, and your security scores. Outside of support assist, you have help desk integration, which is Snow, your lightning queues. Warranty status, it's our most popular API, so you can bring that warranty status back for all of your PCs across your fleet. And then technical support requests. That's obviously another lightning Snow option. And then, of course, your self-dispatch support requests. So those are all kind of some of the APIs that you can utilize. And if you have comments on, what you like and don't like about these APIs, tell us. This is actually an open project that we're looking in, is how do we actually get more connected to the Snow platform, the ServiceNow platform, from these support requests and help desk integrations. So if you have ideas, I want to hear them so that we can maybe put it on our roadmap and backlog. So we average a lot of self-dispatches a year. We actually average about 5,000 parts dispatches a day inside of TechDirect, which is crazy. It's a lot. But again, it takes you about 5 minutes to do this within the tool, 30 to 45 if you call in. And we've also got a new capability that's coming, two new capabilities from a self-dispatch perspective that I want to mention. We have a alert rules engine that we just built in. This feature introduces a real-time AI-powered alerts rule engine that will analyze your customer-provided problem details to proactively provide you a solution. So our AI model is going to ensure that customers are aware of potential solutions before submitting a dispatch request. This is all to help ensure that we're going to reduce your time and effort required to solve the issues, but also to, save you some money. Like maybe you didn't actually need that part, you just needed to do X, Y, and Z. But this is a new capability that we've rolled out that's getting some really great feedback across the board. So if you've actually utilized this already, I'd love to hear about it because obviously we're always enhancing. Another great thing from a self-dispatch perspective is we're working on this project called a converged journey, where we're actually going to converge Dell, your self-dispatch tickets, your tech support tickets, because as an IT admin, if I created a ticket inside of TechDirect, but I also some technician also called into Dell, how do I make sure that those two tickets end up in the same dashboard? So we're working through to make sure that that becomes a very seamless experience for you guys. What products are supported with self-dispatch? I have this slide. Um, so, sir, that you're asking about, you're not seeing PowerEdge systems and TechDirect? They are right here. I want to know more. I'm going to suggest that you send me a follow-up email after this session so that I can help make sure that you're set up appropriately to make sure that you're seeing what you should be seeing because PowerEdge is a supported dispatch item. Okie dokie. And moving into my last little slide on the life cycle, this is asset recovery services. So again, you've got your quick appraisal, you've got your convenient control and insight, your on-demand reporting for your leases and returns. All of that is in this dashboard. You can also, from a quick appraisal perspective, you can do one PC, or we've provided you a template to bulk load for updates that way that we can read in our tools. So definitely take advantage of it, especially if you're sitting on a closet of old IT equipment. What can you repurpose that closet as? But yeah, get some really great money that you can put back towards provisioning processes, really just to keep this life cycle going for you and eliminating waste. I will pause real quick before I continue going to make sure that I didn't miss any other questions. Jack, do you see any that I've missed?
Not that you've missed. It looks like Louise did follow up in the QA about his question earlier.
Yep. Okay. So include view. Yeah. Louise, I think we're going to have to reach out because you should be seeing the Power Edge systems. Oh, but if you're talking about like the AI versions of those Power Edge systems, those are not yet supported, but they're on the roadmap for this year, if that's specifically what you're talking about. Okay. What about ISG? So infrastructure. So I kind of mentioned this to you guys a second ago, but I built this slide to kind of help walk you through that experience. So up here is end of life. So this is where Support Assist for Enterprise became Secure Connect Gateway. And here's the TechDirect capabilities from an ISG support. So you've got your pro deploy infrastructure, technical support, self dispatch, and APIs, including that warranty API. That's the very popular one. But as far as like health, application, and security, and all those additional data pieces, that's all moved into My Service 360. There's some really amazing work that I'm partnering with our My Service 360 team on with our modular capabilities from a TechDirect perspective in My Service 360. I mentioned that we want to meet you guys where you are. So you're purchasing these devices from a Premier perspective. We're working to build modularized versions of of each of these services that I can lift and put in that Premier experience so that I can meet you where you are. You don't have to leave Premier, navigate to TechDirect, and vice versa. I'm going to meet you where you are, really to help you have a better customer experience across Dell because we're huge, you guys. And it's not our benefit to make you guys jump through our internal silos. So that is why we're working through this. I'm going to circle back to my Intune question that I had in chat. So we've built the Dell management portal. This is manage.dell.com. This and the way that you get to it is directly from Intune. So if you're in the Intune Enterprise App Store and you go to partners, you will see a Dell Technologies logo to come to our manage portal. This is the landing page look like on the left side of the screen. And you log in with your Entra ID. From a TechDirect perspective, we're working through what SSO and Entra ID looks like. Future state with that, I'm going to be able to understand your devices and groups that you've already set up in Intune to come across the board so you don't have to recreate those in TechDirect when you get here. Those are future roadmap items probably for next year, if we're being completely honest. But here, if you're in Intune Enterprise App Store, you can go to the partner portal, click on the Dell logo, come here. You can easily find our Dell Support Assist application installer. We now have an offline installer that's also in the Intune Enterprise App Store that you can deploy to your devices. You can come into this Intune experience and also check your BIOS passwords. if you need those and see some of your connected devices. But as you can see, this lovely lady in the blue shirt, this is our TechDirect tile. It's also in the masthead, but because it's SSO now, you can actually click on this and come directly into TechDirect as long as your email for Entra ID and the way that you set up your TechDirect account, those align, will know who you are. Otherwise, you might get prompted to create a new account, which means that you probably shouldn't try to log in with Entra ID. Just back up, go to TechDirect. And then of course, so the BIOS password and app management here, you will see the plethora of other Dell applications in this store, and they are updated per .release. So make sure that you follow these and easily come back into TechDirect for that seamless experience. You'll also know there's some new capabilities with the Dell Management Portal coming in. We've got our Dell AI Studio applications that you can come in and play with in the Dell Management Portal. You've also got your Dell Display and Peripheral Manager coming in as a quick link out inside of DMP. And all of those capabilities are going to be coming closer and closer into this unified portal experience that we're working through. So this is just another example of kind of what it looks like as you log in. So the Dell Management Portal is this is what you would click on inside of the partner portal inside of Intune. You log in. You're going to get some TOUs from Microsoft, and then you are successfully logged in. And just another breakdown of kind of what it looks like inside once you get in to search your BIOS by your model and your BIOS passwords, and even your BitLocker keys to check these. I got one more slide on this to show you. So walking you through, so it's going to tell you if your apps are out of date. And then it'll also tell you that when you know they have updates available and how you can easily deploy and publish to Intune to push it to your fleet that's already set up there. So we're making it super seamless to try to meet you guys where you are. So with that, I will pause and look for any additional questions. But I think we've answered all of those, and we're rocking and rolling. I mentioned some great customer stories in here. So these you can find on our Dell.com sites that we'll share with you guys to come and read these really great customer stories that we have. Where I mentioned Phoenix Union. We use the TechDirect portal to self-dispatch parts, and it's cut the time in half for our tech spending on repairing devices. Just with that auto case creation that comes from the prediction of those. Alpha Lava is a new one using asset recovery services, how it's harmonized their entire IT asset lifecycle across their company. So another really great company story from this. Another story from a company that I'm not allowed to quote, but they also commented that they reduced their employee downtime by 50% with self-dispatch and the certification trainings. So yes, all of these, Susan, all of these are global. There are some nuances on how they are offered across the globe, but most of these are definitely global. And I can help you understand which of those are which in our FAQ section on TechDirect site as well. So how does admin remove tech accounts from TechDirect that are no longer with our company? Charles, you do that in the Utilities tab inside of TechDirect. So I am going to, if you guys give me 1 second, I'm going to exit out of this PowerPoint, and I'm going to log in to TechDirect. Go show you guys. There we go. Okay, this is my demo account. So here in the Utilities tab, Charles, is how you come to Admin Control Panel. You go to your technicians. You come in here, and if I wanted to remove my 12 random person demo account that I made, I would come over here to Actions, View Full Details, Manage, Deactivate. I'd probably just hit Deactivate it if they're no longer there. I'll just simply do it that way. So that's a quick and easy way. But also here you see all of their roles and permissions. Also down here, you can add a technician, send a join request. You have all of those capabilities here. And if I went to the individual manage page, this is where I can come and manage those technician details. And you can set them to inactive and you can remove them. Easy. It should, Charles. If it's not automatically removing them from the account, send me an email. We'll make sure that you're doing that correctly. Another thing I wanted to call out is our virtual assistant that we're working on. You guys do not see this live right now, but you will um, when it gets better at its job. So we all know Gen AI chatbots. I like to joke that we've been doing AI since before AI was cool. We've been using generative AI for about 15 years with this tool now. Um, so no surprises in this space, but understanding that with, anything chat GPT, it averages about a 40 to 60 accuracy rating. But when it comes to technical details and tech specs, that's absolutely not acceptable. So we got to wait for this to get better accuracy here. But it is working really well. It's pulling all of our proprietary information that's in this portal, versus stuff that's on Dell.com. So you can start to ask it some really great questions. And future state, I'm going to build in, those capabilities to help you automate processes, based on the telemetry that you're using. Like, hey, I just noticed you provisioned 12 new assets. Did you know these are the build details that you previously used? Would you like me to go ahead and automatically apply them for you versus your IT admin or you having to manually go in and do it yourself? There's some really great capabilities that we can start to play with in this experience. But alrighty, guys, I think I have 15 minutes left. This was all I really wanted to show you. Did you guys have any other questions across the portal that you wanted to see while we're in here? All good, quiet. Sure, remote image deployment. Let's talk. Okay, so self-healing. So if you have a non-functioning PC, you can still utilize self-healing image recovery. Um, do, 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 do. Great, guys, thanks. So this is self-healing image recovery. This is sold as part of Ready Image. So there's a couple different variations to this. So you are able to remote into that system, but you know, it's going to require some support assist connectivity. So that is a big caveat that a lot of folks that I think don't realize because the connectivity technology is support assist. There's additional telemetry that comes in from, other teams in Dell that populates all of the data that's caught here. But support assist is essentially that phone call home. And there is a support assist OS recovery that is on that box. So if that has been removed from that non-functioning PC, John, it's not going to work. But there are some additional workarounds that we can absolutely talk through. And I would suggest if you join the session on the 8th with Rohan, he can actually probably show you this live because he's going to actually have a PC in an actual demo account where he can actually run it for you and show you how that works. Because I don't have any PCs in here and I'm sorry. But this is where you would come in here. You have your preferences here. You can see orders. Like I said, I don't have any orders. You'd be able to see them, but I can also search for an individual service tag. So if I insert that service tag here, it's going to tell me if I still have the ability to connect to that non-functioning PC to wipe it. And if not, it might require a USB from one of our other services, John. I hope that helps. Any other questions? Bulk inventory your systems. Let's go to connect and manage. Okie dokie. So coming into connect and manage, I also built a simulator that I'll send you guys that actually walks you through each of the steps to connect and manage and configure your custom image. And I walk you through very robustly all the individual data points that you have the ability to toggle on and off, including your scans. What is the end user's experience on here? Are you going to give them the ability to see what you're doing or turn it all off? Personally, our IT team turns it all off. I can't see anything. But this is what your dashboard looks like. We've built in all these information bubbles that shows you exactly the data that's populating these scores. And if you want to read more about how these scores are populated, they're in our user guides to go into the details with you. But this is your support assist dashboard that walks you through all of the details. And I don't want to steal any of Rohan's thunder because he's going to go into all of this in very detailed form for you guys. But you get all of your utilizations. These are the recommendations coming from the telemetry that you can action on. You also get to see all your active service plans and software versions. This is information that comes from like that warranty API as well. A favorite amongst school districts is this PC is connected to Dell. If you got a coworker that hasn't logged on in a while, you're going to be able to see why. Or maybe it's sitting in a closet and you can go ask them why. And then, of course, operating systems, Win 11, Win 10. Look, I've got some Win 10 devices that are no longer supported, so I probably need to go pay attention to these. And with that, we also have a Win 11 readiness script. So if you've got a couple PCs that are in Win 10, and look, I've got some bad ones over here in 11. We don't even know what those are. I could run that script to tell me exactly what steps I'm going to need to take to make sure that I can get my entire fleet Win 11 ready when Win 10 end of life. So some really great capabilities there. Okay, setup and connect. This is where you come and create your new deployment packages. But before I get here, I want to talk a little bit about groups because I think setting up your sites in groups is something that you should do before you configure any of your deployment packages. Specifically, so sites is your top level and your groups are the individual. So for example, if you're talking about, groups from a fleet, I want it leveled at the Texas level because I'm in Texas. And then underneath that site might be Texas, Houston, Dallas, however you want to do it. But this is something that I recommend you do first because when you come in to set up and connect, it gives you the opportunity to select a group or a site. But if you don't select a site when you're creating your new custom config, it's going to automatically create one for you. You can move devices from group to group within a site, but you cannot move a PC from one site to another. That requires you to deploy another version of Support Assist to that fleet. So here, if you've got existing deployments for existing sites, you can come in and manage those here, or you can create a whole new deployment. So here is where you can download that package manager here. I don't think it's going to let me do that. And John, no, Louise, you asked the question on the bulk inventory. So once I get here, there is an ability to bulk upload your devices. There is an export mechanism in here. I just can't get to it in this demo account. But I do walk through it in my simulator that I will drop right here for you guys. And give my simulator that I'm dropping in the chat a little bit of grace, you guys. I'm in the process of rebuilding it for Dell Technologies World, so it's being a little moody. But we'll get through it. It'll be better when we're done. How about devices with various flavors of Linux on them? What services are barrier? No, sir. It is a Windows OS today that we're doing. It's not available on Linux systems today, so I apologize for that. Walking through here. So once you get that, another really great tab in Support Assist is the Inventory tab, where you can see all of the information in what I like to call the fun scroll to the right. This is all the data that is collected on all of these individual PCs. So you have so much data at your fingertips, and then you can easily create a service request or dispatch request, and it's going to pull in all of this information connected to this PC. And of course, if you've got some problem children, you can pin those to that main dashboard so that you can see that PC in real time as soon as you log in. Let's see, the recommendations tab. So this shows you, you can track your schedule task and other tasks. You've got full audit trails, KPI audits, and all those fun things to see. So you can view the updates that are available for these PCs, and these are proactive and predictive updates. But as you can see, it's not automatically pushing them because I have this demo account set to that I want to review it first. So those are some of the granular kind of controls that you can set. This one, you can see that I've got it set to 30, 60, and 90 days readout. So you can also granularly change these for your audit reports as well. Jumping back to inventory, I did want to show you guys what the personal PC fleet. So I've got a couple expired contracts over here, but I'm going to click on this Pro Support Plus device just so that you can see all the data that comes across with it. So here's your device warranty, your device overview information. This is what populates with our warranty API if you're utilizing that for your own SCCM. You also get the service information, what level service plan you have tied to that device, and your dates, your last contact to Dell. Any recent case details would populate here. It also provides how your PC, that individual PC, is configured, all the way down into your BIOS levels, for all of these items. And this is also very crucial when coming into the self-dispatch piece. This is the data that you need to know, which is why it's so awesome that I can, create that self-dispatch ticket directly from here and not have to manually re-enter all of this data. It's already there. I can also see the driver inventory for that individual PC, across the board. And then, of course, from an external devices perspective, I can see monitors, keyboards, and docks. Future state, you'll be able to see mice and speakers and things like that. But we're working with the Dell display and peripheral team to bring that into reality for you guys. Across the actions, so these are the best fit recommendations based on the telemetry for all of these things. So I can run these tasks. I can individually check the ones that I want to run. And this is also a level of activity that you can give to your end users. And like I've said, Dell IT has turned this off from us because the IT admins want to be in control of this from a company perspective, which is fine. But you do have that one-to-one ability to allow your end users to utilize this. System restore, this is specific for self-healing image recovery. So if this device had self-healing image recovery, you would actually see the data here and how I could actually remote into that system. So hopefully that helps. You see the individual scores and trends for that PC. And then, of course, when it gets down into PC utilization, you've got all of this device data that you can drill into. And then if I had any outstanding PC events, I'd be able to see them here. But as you can see, luckily, this lovely little PC is just hanging out and doing what it's supposed to do. Zeros are the things you want to see. Can we differentiate between device warranty and battery expire date? Not at this time, Ryan, but that's a good one. I'll write that note down. Um, yes, okie dokie. Remediation scripts. Here is the remediation library. So you come into your remediation rules. You can see all of the whole library here. You can also edit these. You can drill down into them. You can create your own rules. But this is where you can find the scripts. You can play with it. This is an older account demo that I've got here. There are some new capabilities across remediation that you can actually play in. But I'll click into this one just so that you can see some details. Fingers crossed that it loads. There it goes. Alrighty, so you can see, and what you're missing from this example from what's new is right here underneath this box, you would see a box that says trending PCs. That is what is missing from this example shown here. But you'll see we ran this script. It was a success. Details, BIOS compliant, easy peasy. Go and you can go through it. You can export the CSV as well. And yes, there is a CSV file that you can use to bulk load your systems inside of inventory. But you don't actually have to manually do that, Louise. When you push your support assist deployment package to those PCs, all of that information will automatically input itself based on your configuration settings. Alrighty. Any other questions, you guys? No, you don't have to set your BIOS settings, John. You configure that specific setting in your configuration package. Cool. Alrighty, Jack. How'd I do? I think we're out of time.
I mean, absolutely perfect on timing, right? And if anybody has more questions, Jess, you've done a great job of plugging the
Awesome.
session next week. So hopefully I see a lot of familiar
Yes.
faces there. If you have more questions, Jess, people can reach out directly to you, right? Do we want to drop your email potentially in the chat, or you want me to put that in the email, the post-event email?
You can put it in the chat. You can put it in the email, whatever is best. I also want to share my TechDirect link with you guys that has all of the resources too. I'll drop that in chat now too. But yes, let me know the things. Please answer my survey questions, you guys, because that's going to really affect how my roadmap looks next year. Because I love doing this session and hearing from you guys. You guys make this fun. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. Yes, please fill out that survey. The slides and the recording will be up on dtuck.com probably early next week. So keep an eye out for that. We will send everybody that was on the call an email with all the resources. So keep attention to your emails. Hopefully you read them. But Jess, thank you for your time. And we will see everybody again here soon.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.